Ladies and gentlemen, we are live as KRC presents the running of the Knoxville, Iowa Knoxville Raceway Truck Series Race 2022 edition. Heat races are underway right now. The reason why the stream didn't start right as the first heat race started is because currently they have the heat races on Fox Sports 2. And I do not have Fox Sports 2, believe it or not. So just waiting for currently the Texas Rangers and Detroit Tigers game to get over with right now. They're in the top half of the ninth inning. Tigers are up 14-6 over the Texas Rangers. Texas has put on 2 runs in the ninth inning currently. You can see the live leaderboard on the channel. Currently 3 laps into the 15-lap first heat race out of 4. As there will be 4 heat races total today, all 15 laps each. Can't really do the live commentary right now because there's no way I can legitimately watch this on the screen, but I still wanted to give you guys the live commentary for when it does come about. R6, Ice the Monkey 92 Hammer, Ashton G, welcome to stream, guys. Yeah, I know it's on Fox Sports 2. I can see the program alert at the bottom of the screen on Fox Sports 1, but I have Hulu and I do not get Fox Sports 2. So there's no way I can watch the heat races as of right now. I'm going to have to wait for this baseball game to get over with. Hopefully it can get over sooner rather than later. Coincidentally, it's my Detroit Tigers game that is holding everything up. It's an 0-2 count right now. Nobody out. Still nobody out. Foul ball. The drivers in heat race number 1 are going to be John Hunter Nemechek, Zane Smith, Derek Kraus, Tyler Ankrum, Brett Moffitt, Joey Gase, Thad Moffitt, Devin Rose, Brayton Laster, and Norm Benning. There are 38 entries for tonight's race. Only 36 trucks will make the field, so 2 drivers will be going home through the heat races. Still nobody out in the top of the ninth right now for the Tigers and Rangers. Again, the reason why I mention that is because the current airing of the heat races at Knoxville are on Fox Sports 2 due to the Texas Rangers and Detroit Tigers game running long on Fox Sports 1. I do not have an ability to watch the heat races on Fox Sports 2 because I do not have Fox Sports 2. So as soon as this baseball game is done, I'll give you guys the live commentary, and the heat races will be on Fox Sports 1. But again, we have the live leaderboard at least available to us right now. John Hunter Nemechek supposedly has about a 3.5 second lead over Derek Kraus currently. Zane Smith right there behind him in 3rd. Tyler Ankrum 4th, and Brett Moffitt rounds out the top 5. Nemechek has led 9 laps after Zane Smith led the opening lap of the heat. Ten laps in, 5 to go, it looks like. Travis Clinton, the Tower Enthusiast. Terry Lewis, welcome to the stream as well. Thought you had regular TV like DirecTV. No, I don't have cable. I have a streaming platform, Hulu. I actually thought I had Fox Sports 2. I was looking for it before the start because I was like, man, this game's not going to get over with in time. Tigers just turned to double play, so they are 1 out away from the game coming to an end now. Another run came across the score, so it's 14-7. They were up 14-4 going into the ninth, giving up 3 runs in the inning. Only thing that really matters is the 150-lap feature at 9 o'clock tonight. That is true, but there are some... Obviously, this not only sets the starting order for that race, but like I mentioned, 38 trucks are in the field on the entry list. 38 trucks will be on the entry list, but only 36 make the field. Ground out to second base has just ended the Tigers and Rangers game, so I would assume any second now. They'll send it out to Knoxville, Iowa, and we're going to get our live coverage of the heat races tonight. I have to take my earpiece out. The audio's still got the baseball playing. It's hard to hear me think. 2 laps to go currently in heat race number 1. Make that 1 lap to go in heat race number 1. And Fox Sports 1 is now live at Knoxville. Norm Benning's going to go a lap down, coming to the final lap from John Hunter Nemechek. Nemechek has opened things out to about a 4.9 second lead over Derek Kraus right now in second. Zane Smith still sitting in third. And there would be 9 drivers on the lead lap, with Benning the only one a lap down currently. So not much of the commentating side of things, at least for right now. It looks like the field is fairly spaced apart. The closest battles for second, and they're about 7/10 apart from one another, Kraus and Smith. Checkered flag going to be in the air now off turn 4, and John Hunter Nemechek will win heat race number 1 tonight at Knoxville. Derek Kraus will finish second. Zane Smith third, Tyler Ankrum fourth, and Brett Moffitt will round out the top 5. Joey Gase in 6th, Thad Moffitt 7th, Devin Rose in 8th, Brayton Laster 9th, and Norm Benning, the only truck 1 lap down, will round out the 10-truck field in race number 1 tonight. Again, every heat race will be 15 laps each, and there will be 4 heat races total. The first 2 heat races have 9 trucks, and then the second 2 will have... the first 2 have 10 trucks, the second 2 will have 9 trucks. Desai Z, welcome to the stream. Derek Booth, welcome as well. Texas comes back to win 15-14. You would have seen a meltdown. No, that did not happen. The Tigers did win. They gave up 3 runs in the last inning, but they still won 14-7 pretty handedly. Fox is on a commercial break right now. I'm sure you're going to be getting some interviews from the drivers that will be winning their heat races today. As that happens, you guys will get to listen to it. But right now, under the commercial break, we'll go through the starting lineup for heat race number 2. On the front row will be Chandler Smith and Jessica Friesen. Jack Wood and Grant Enfinger will be in row number 2. Carson Hocevar, Dean Thompson in row 3. Matt Crafton and Braden Mitchell in row 4, with Christian Eckes and Bryson Mitchell rounding out the 10-truck field in race number 2. Just a reminder, caution laps do not count these heat races as well. If we do see any, it was a caution-free heat race number 1. Nemechek won pretty handedly. Benning DNQ. I would assume. I guess you don't know that for sure, because you never know if one of the other trucks that he would have to race would wreck out in the heat race. So it's not guaranteed that he would be out right now. But it's looking like he is going to be one of them that will be going home early. As long as nobody tears their trucks up in the next 3 heats. Which you never know. It is the Truck Series after all. The Truck Series in 2022 especially. I don't know who my main pick is to win tonight's race. If I'm going to pick one driver to win this heat race, I feel like track position is going to matter. That's one thing that really was a big factor at Dirt Bristol this season, even at Knoxville last season. Especially at Knoxville last year in the Truck Series. It's very hard to get around the leader, primarily one groove racetrack right around the bottom. It's much flatter than obviously Dirt Bristol was, and even Eldora that the Truck Series had ran on in the 2010s prior to now 2 years in a row at Knoxville. Grant Enfinger might be one of the favorites tonight, at least from this heat race, considering he has a Truck Series win at Eldora under his belt. Photo finish there back in 2018. Enfinger getting the win. But the track position is going to be huge for Chandler Smith, and Enfinger's going to have a couple of trucks to pass to get to Smith. But I would likely think that those are going to be the 2 favorites from this heat race. So as of right now, because of the way the point system works in the heat races to start the lineup for tonight, you get points for every pass you make on the racetrack in the heat races based off of where you're starting due to a random draw starting position. Here's an interview with second place finisher Derek Kraus.
What you want for later?
Hopefully it sets me up really good. Hopefully it'll be good enough to
be on the pole with our number 19 Napa Auto Care Chevy Silverado. So if we start there, hopefully we can stay there and be consistent all night and be there at the end.
Thanks and good luck tonight. Jamie?
Thanks, Josh. Derek is here.
So again, that was Derek Kraus. What I was about to say with the point system is that with Derek Kraus passing the most trucks in the field, despite the fact that John Hunter Nemechek started towards the front and finished towards the front, it'll be Kraus who will score the most points out of any of the truck drivers in this field. Second most was Nemechek, and here is John Hunter Nemechek with his interview.
I didn't have it throughout the race. We had it the very last lap of practice yesterday, so kind of weird. Thought we diagnosed it with Ilmore. Not exactly sure what it was, but it went away after the pace lap. So just trying to figure out exactly what that is. Hopefully we don't have to go to the back. Winning the heat race should put us in a decent starting spot. Only one passing point, I guess, from second to first to line up for the main tonight. So just got to see what we can do and try and go forward. And Mo1 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro is fast, so proud of all these KBM guys. Unloaded fast off the truck yesterday. Just got to keep it underneath of us and be there at the end for tonight.
Thanks, John Hunter. Jamie? Thanks.
Trucks that are getting lined up and ready to go for heat race number 2 are already on the racetrack, and the lights are out on the pace truck, so they'll be going green this time by. Chandler Smith elects the inside lane for the start again. It'll be Smith and Jessica Friesen on the front row. Friesen going to be one of the few drivers that are going to have to try to race their way in. Has a good starting spot for the heat, but the problem is that she's not going to have too many trucks to pass, so she's going to have to really try to defend her position as well as possible if she's going to want to make the show. Major Kenneth Withrow, welcome to the stream as well. Pace truck is already in the pits. The green flag waves, and we're underway in heat race number 2. Chandler Smith will lead the field down into turn 1, and the fight for the bottom is already on as the track is not quite rubbered in yet today. Definitely going to be a one-groove track throughout the heat races, and maybe into the course of the night, it'll widen out at least a little bit, but for right now, not so much. Great jump on the start for Chandler Smith, and he is going to lead the opening lap of heat race number 2. Friesen holds on to second, and Enfinger jumped up one spot on the start to third. Hocevar, who started in row 3, is up to 4th place already. And Jack Wood, who started third, lost 2 positions on the opening lap. Enfinger with a big dive bomb going into turn 3, trying to get around Friesen, but Friesen shut the door on him in the middle of the corner. Now Friesen widens out in the middle to the exit of turn number 4 towards that outside lane, maybe trying to get a little bit better drive off. Friesen holding her own for the most part right now, but Enfinger is still hounding her hard from behind. Friesen may be struggling with corner in, but corner exit, she seems to be pulling away from Grant Enfinger just a little bit. Friesen has a lot more dirt racing background than Enfinger, even though Enfinger's had success in the truck series. Carson Hocevar racing with an injury tonight. Got subbed in from Daniel Suarez last week at Sonoma, but we'll see if he can actually compete all the way throughout tonight's race. Going to be working that throttle quite a bit on this dirt track, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see how Hocevar holds up in that 42 truck for Nice Motorsports tonight. Smith has about a 9/10 of a second lead right now, already 4 laps complete out of 15 in heat race number 2. Hocevar got around Grant Enfinger a couple laps ago off camera and also gets around Jessica Friesen now for second place, and Hocevar, we'll see if he's got anything for Smith to try and win this heat race. Enfinger to the outside of Friesen as well. That's where Hocevar was able to get around the 62 truck on the last lap. Side by side for third place. Friesen getting squeezed down on the bottom. A tight corner for her, with Enfinger not giving her a lot of room on the outside as Enfinger tries to complete the pass. Shuts the door with a little bit of a block going into turn 3, but he's going to hang on and take over that third place position. Hocevar quickly reeling in Chandler Smith at the front of the field right now and is within just 2/10 of a second and is all over the back bumper of the 18. Hocevar trying the middle to upper groove, trying to get maybe a little bit more momentum off the exit of the corners and a better drive off, and that's going to allow him to take a look to the inside of the 18 going into turn 3. Not going to be able to do it that time. Kept it off of his back bumper and now changes his lane to the outside for the exit of turn 4. Hocevar again to the outside through turns 1 and 2. Not all the way up near the wall necessarily, more in that middle groove of the racetrack, but the outer lane of what's available right now. Hocevar being very patient. He knows he still has 8 laps to work with, and he's driving a lot better over these last couple laps than Chandler Smith, who's still currently leading the way. Smith is trying to protect the bottom, and he's going to make Hocevar try to pass him on the outside. A little bit of an undercut that time by Hocevar. Started wide. Middle of the corner. Got down to the bottom. The 18 washed up a bit wide himself. And now Hocevar takes a look to the inside in the middle of 3 and 4. Riding up on the bottom lane, side by side off the exit of turn 4. 6 laps to go in heat race number 2. Hocevar with the run. Sends it down into turns 1 and 2. A slide job maneuver. And Smith's going to try the crossover now off the exit of turn 2. Now it'll be Smith on the inside into 3 with Hocevar up high. Contact! Hocevar nearly goes around and he saves it. Big save by Carson Hocevar after nearly getting turned in the left rear corner panel off the front bumper of the 18 of Chandler Smith. He clipped the inside, I guess, I don't know what to call that exactly. Not really the cushion, but there's a higher bank piece of dirt on the inside of turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 to try to keep the trucks up higher on the track to keep from cutting the apex of the corner all the way down towards the inside wall. Hocevar clipped that dirt banking on the inside of the track with the left front, so he's got a little bit of damage there, and he's also got a crinkle in the left rear corner panel after the initial contact from the 18. There's a really big hole in the splitter right now with the 42 truck, and that's a lot of repairs that they're probably going to have to make before the start of the main event tonight. We know he's obviously going to be in the show based off of owner's points. The problem is he's got damage. The good news is he is holding on to his starting spot, and considering he started back in row 3, he should have a good enough starting spot for the main event later on tonight. Smith is not done yet. He's going to get to the back bumper of Hocevar again. Maybe gave him a little nudge through 3 and 4, but nothing as major as what happened a few laps ago. 2 laps left for Hocevar as he really drives away into 1 and 2. He gapped Chandler Smith quite a bit that time. 3 more corners to go, and about a 4 to 5 truck length lead for Hocevar as he works his way off turn 4 to the white flag. 1 lap to go in qualifying heat race number 2. Couple truck length is the difference right now between Hocevar in the lead and Chandler Smith in second. Smith running the middle to upper groove. Hocevar now is the one down on the bottom. Last charge through 3 and 4 for Chandler Smith, but it's going to be too little too late, and Carson Hocevar is going to win heat race number 2 by about a truck length and a half roughly over Chandler Smith in second. Grant Enfinger's going to end up finishing in third, Jessica Friesen fourth, Dean Thompson will end up finishing fifth by about a half a truck length over Matt Crafton, who ends up sixth. Christian Eck is seventh. Bryson Mitchell 8th, Braden Mitchell 9th, and Jack Wood will round out the 10-truck field for heat race number 2. Yes, I will have a separate stream for the main event later tonight. I'll be streaming again at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time later. Now it's on FS1. Yeah, it's on FS1 now because it was originally supposed to be on Fox Sports 1, but the baseball game went long. So it started on FS2 so they could still air it. Is there a last chance qualifier tonight? I guess there would be technically, because drivers are going to be going home. So there probably is a last chance qualifier. I didn't even think about that. The last few years for the Truck Series dirt races, there hasn't been more entries than available spots in the field, so they actually haven't had an LCQ. But yeah, I guess they will probably have it. So Norm Benning, despite finishing last in that first heat race earlier. Still may have a shot to race his way in. Heat 2, pick 1. Yeah, I didn't really talk about Hocevar potentially winning that heat race. I basically talked about Enfinger and then Chandler Smith because Smith had the track position. Enfinger ended up finishing in 3rd. And Smith 2nd, but Hocevar was the one that beat both of them. Michael Crane, welcome to the stream. Like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content for those of you watching right now on the channel. Live race commentary on a daily basis on the channel. With the real NASCAR race live commentary on the weekends as you're seeing here tonight. The Knoxville truck race. No Cup Series or Xfinity Series action this week, so that'll be it here. Tomorrow's live stream will be NASCAR 06 at Dover for the Cup Series on our Do It for Dale series, trying to get Dale Jr. his first Cup Series title in his career. And the same realistic commentary you see for the live race commentary transfers over to those other streams during the week as well. We'll go through tonight's starting lineup for heat race number 3 while they're under the commercial break currently. Chris Wright and Haley Deegan will be on row number 1. Deegan actually won her heat race last year with a good starting spot. Has a good one on the front row here. She might be one to look out for in this heat race. Spencer Boyd and Chase Purdy will be in row number 2. Buddy Kofoid and Tyler Carpenter in row 3. Ben Rhodes, Matt DiBenedetto in row 4. And Dylan Westbrook will round out the 9-truck field in these final 2 heat races. Again, just 9 trucks instead of 10. Belinda Leverett, welcome to the stream. No problem. Thank you for tuning in. Sure, we're going to get an interview with Hocevar. I'd have to imagine. Sounds like Jamie Little's in the booth tonight, by the way, instead of Vince Welsh. Which is interesting. And Trevor Bain also in the booth. Hocevar on crutches standing in with his interview.
14 points. When we see the damage to the front of your truck, how concerned are you?
I'm not. Dirt racing. I had Eldora. We ratchet strapped the radiator to the base bar and we were just fine. So, I mean, it's racing, right? He put me on the berm both ends. So, I mean, I can't see anything. I mean, my windshield was covered. I was guessing on where I was at the whole time. So I didn't want to pitch down too much. But at the same time, once I got put on the berm twice, I felt like it was fair game. And, now I think he knows he can't get away with that, at least that much. And, he was in there the whole time. I just, I was kind of giving it back to him a little bit.
No concern from Carson Hocevar, but how about Chandler Smith, Heather?
Well, here with Chandler Smith.
And there's
now,
Chandler Smith with the
He's
follow-up
talking to his
interview.
team here, but he did have some right front damage. I saw you looking at the 42 as well. What happened there with that incident, and what'd you learn out on track?
I'm no dirt guy by any means. This is all the dirt experience I got here in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, what we've been doing. So he worked the middle better than I did and got around me. Then when I moved up, I was able to work it better than he did, and I was all the way to his inside, as you can see. And I guess whether he just thought I would lift or what, he drove across my nose and went across the berm, and I just went and looked, and looks like it bit him in the ass more than, excuse my language, than it did me. So I think we got something to race with tonight. I'm really happy. From practice 1 to practice 2. Practice 1, we weren't great yesterday. Practice 2, we were really, really good. So happy with my Charge Me Toyota Tundra TRD Pro, and just get it over to the features.
Well, Jimmy beating and banging early.
Lights are out on the pace truck, and again, heat race number 3 about to go green. You can see the starting lineup again on the screen. We went through it just moments ago. It'll be Chris Wright and Haley Deegan on the front row. Random draw set up the starting lineup for all 4 heat races tonight, and Chris Wright will elect the inside lane for this start. Green flag going to be in the air Wright's going to get the jump down into turns 1 and 2, but not as good of a jump as Hailie Deegan on the outside, as Deegan will blow by Chris Wright through turns 1 and 2 to take over the race lead, all clear down the back straightaway. 3 wide further back in the pack, right around 4th place, as Kofoid, Purdy, and Spencer Boyd are all battling for position. Deegan pulling away already, just a couple laps in with a dead heat going on for second. Tyler Carpenter up 3 spots already from the start, getting around Wright, Purdy, and Boyd. Carpenter up to second place and is about 1 second off the lead from Deegan. We'll see if he can run her down. Ben Rhodes, who started towards the back, as well as Matt DiBenedetto, both were back in the 4th row, still sitting 6th and 7th on the grid. We haven't had any cautions so far today through the heat races. Ben Rhodes trying to move forward, but with the 51 and the 61 side by side in front of him, he couldn't really get much momentum to make a move. Down the back straightaway, still was able to carry at least enough speed to get around the 61 of Purdy, but now he's got the 44 truck on the outside right in front of him, runs right into the back of him off of turn 4, and he stagnated again behind side-by-side trucks of Purdy and Wright. Kofoid was able to get around both of them the last lap. Ben Rhodes knows he's got a lot of points available starting further back in the field. Could have a good starting spot for the feature later tonight if he passes a lot of race trucks. Only up 2 spots, though, from the start of the race so far, and is on the back bumper of Wright. Through turns 1 and 2, side by side, Rhodes takes a peek to the inside. Wright left the door open. Just doesn't have the speed capability under his hood of his Chevrolet compared to the Toyota of Rhodes underneath him. Rhodes gets the drive off, and he'll easily be able to clear going into turn 1 for 4th. Hailie Deegan's pulling away from Tyler Carpenter at the front of the field. When Carpenter initially got to second place on about lap 3, he was 1 second off the lead. Deegan has gapped him another second over the last 3, now 4 laps. We'll go through the point standings in between heat races 3 and 4 as well, going into tonight's race. We'll also obviously look at that again later tonight. 2 separate streams going on. This one just the heat races right now, and the live race commentary for the main event, the 150 lap Truck Series race. A lot of squeezing going on right now in an epic battle for second place between the 41 of Carpenter, the 99 of Ben Rhodes, and the 51 of Kofoid. Rhodes and Kofoid are side by side for position, and Rhodes slipped up out of the groove and is going to lose a lot of momentum and a lot of time down the back straightaway. He still has 6 laps to go this time by to try to run those 2 trucks back down. And as they continue to battle, Deegan's only able to pull away more and more and more. 2 Toyotas all over the back bumper of Carpenter again, but he is not budging and not missing his marks at all. Running a little bit off the bottom, but not enough for Kofoid to get underneath him. And by running just a bit higher, he can get a better drive off than if he were to run the bottom all the way through the corner. Visibility has been a major talking point for the dirt races in NASCAR, with the actual windshields on the car similar to what you would see in any other typical asphalt or concrete NASCAR race in the top 3 sanctioned series. Showed an onboard view of Ben Rhodes' race truck, and you couldn't really see anything. The sun glare does not help with the daylight skies right now. Once they get into racing later tonight, the sun will be down. And visibility may get a little bit easier than what it is right now. It seems like the hard spot to see, especially is going into turn 1. That is where the sun is shining right through the windshields of the oncoming traffic. Side by side and door banging on the back straightaway as Kofoid got to the inside of Carpenter, runs him up the track with more contact into turns 3 and 4. Carpenter will have to lose the spot, shuts the door quickly off the exit though to keep Ben Rhodes behind him. Kofoid to second place, 2.5 seconds off the race lead from Hailie Deegan with 3 laps to go. Rhodes has a run to the outside of Carpenter. A little bit of contact off the exit of turn 2 as Rhodes is able to rub and run on by the 41. So Rhodes up to third. He has definitely gained more spots than any other driver in this heat race so far. DiBenedetto, who started on the outside of Rhodes in row 4, has only gained 2 spots from the start. Kofoid is running down Hailie Deegan right now, and I'm not sure if that is because he is faster or maybe Deegan realizes she's got enough of a lead that she'll be able to hang on no problem and not trying to push the race truck too hard right now. Final lap of the heat. 1 second lead even at the line. Kofoid has been a couple tenths quicker a lap than the one truck ahead. Still sitting about 5 to 6 truck lengths back, though, into turns 3 and 4 one final time. Checkered flag is going to be in the air, and Hailie Deegan is going to win heat race number 3 tonight at Knoxville. Buddy Kofoid ends up finishing in second. Ben Rhodes from the back of the field to third. Tyler Carpenter fourth. Matt DiBenedetto will round out the top 5. Chris Wright in 6th. Chase Purdy 7th. Dylan Westbrook in 8th. And Spencer Boyd will round out the 9-truck field in heat race number 3. One more heat race still to go. Again, 15 laps. Going to a commercial break. I'm sure you'll get probably interviews from Hailie Deegan and Ben Rhodes, I'd have to imagine, with Rhodes scoring the most points of any of the drivers on passing points in that heat and Deegan winning the heat itself. Starting lineup for heat race number 4 will look like this. Todd Gilliland in the 17 truck will be on the pole with Tanner Gray starting to his outside in row number 1. Colby Howard and Chai Majeski will be in row number 2. Blaine Perkins, Timmy Hill in row 3. Stuart Freeze and Kaz Gralla in row 4. And Lawless Allen will round out the field. 9 trucks in the 4th and final heat race. Deegan led all 15 laps from the second starting position in heat race number 3. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. Terry Conrad, welcome as well. Welcome for anybody who I have not shouted out during the course of the live stream so far tonight. Again, if you are just watching this as of right now and are not subscribed to the channel, definitely do so. We'll be covering tonight's race as well, the main event, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also hit that like button, helps the streams and videos out a ton. We have one more race to get through yet today, and then we'll take that little over an hour break before 9 p.m. comes around for the 150-lap main event race. The only NASCAR race on Father's Day weekend this year, with the Xfinity and Cup Series again having off. We'll take a look at the point standings for the Truck Series going into the race today, as you'll be able to see on this screen. So again, just 4 races to go in the regular season for the Truck Series. So it is a very vital points race tonight. Ben Rhodes has got a 5-point lead over Chandler Smith for the regular season standings. It seems as if both those trucks will be starting towards the front of the field today. I would not be surprised with the passing points if Ben Rhodes will be on the pole. Zane Smith only 12 points back in third. John Hunter Nemechek 14 points back in fourth. So 14 points separates the top 4 right now with 4 races to go in the regular season for that regular season title. 15 playoff points are awarded to the regular season champions. So it's a very important battle right then and there. Matt Crafton comes into tonight's race 33 points above the cutoff line. He is the last driver in on points as they run. Tanner Gray 33 points negative. DiBenedetto 36 points out. Derek Kraus 39 points out. Tyler Ankrum also 50 points out. And everybody else from then on back likely in a must-win situation. The drivers also above the cutoff line who are not locked in on points so far. Ty Majeski is 112 to the good. Christian Eckes is 96 to the good. Hocevar is 87 to the good, and Enfinger 57, Crafton 33 again. Here's Hailie Deegan with her interview following the Heat Race 3 number win.
Your setup, so tell us how well it worked out there for you.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. Heat races kind of throw things for a curveball. I feel like where we ended practice yesterday could be more so how the track is. Towards the beginning of the race, heat races. We were the third heat race, so it's kind of just in an odd place right now. I feel like it's hot out. Track hasn't been like that before, so I think that we shouldn't get too far with the truck with changes and stuff away from what we ended with practice yesterday. So I think we got a good base, we got a good truck, nice and clean going into the race, which is exactly what we need. So I don't know how it's going to play out or we're going to start, but hopefully it should be pretty good and we should have a good race tonight.
That's Haley Deegan kicking things off on the right foot here, Josh.
And Buddy Kofoid
And
strong out there picking
interview
up
with Buddy
12 points
Kofoid.
in qualifying heat number 3. What did you learn and how much fun were you having out there?
Yeah, I mean, first off, it's a lot of fun. Extremely happy to be back in a KBM 200 Tundra. Like I said, at Bristol, this is where I want to be, so it's a pleasure to be here. But, we struggled a little bit yesterday, and then I think, Marty and the guys made a really strong swing right there, and I felt way better. I think once I got to second, I think I started to catch the leader a little bit, but just run out of time. But fifth to second, like I said, it's good on points, and hopefully put us up starting towards the front. And also, we got to finish the heat race this time, so that's good.
Thanks and good luck tonight, buddy. Jamie?
Thanks, Josh.
The field is on the racetrack right now. The lights are off on the pace truck for heat race number 4. They will be going green very shortly. And before they do, there were 2 practice sessions yesterday. Ben Rhodes was quickest in first practice. Carson Hosevar was quickest in second practice. Figured I'd show you guys that as well real quick before we get started for the 4th and final heat race tonight. And then we'll have, I believe, the 36 truck field. I don't think there's an LCQ. If there is, obviously we'll do live commentary for that as well. But I think it's just going to be based off of the passing points and the finishing points. We'll have our 36 truck field set. Home Elite, welcome to the stream. Or is it Home Late? Welcome. Either way, welcome. Green flag is in the air as the field roars through turns 1 and 2. Gilliland elected the inside lane for the start. Quickly clears Tanner Gray as Gray quickly was able to get down to the bottom lane and solidify his second place position between Gilliland and Majeski. Majeski got around Colby Howard on the start as they both started in row number 2. Majeski's all clear in third and trying to run down the 15 of Gray. But the 91 car of truck of Colby Howard running that middle to upper groove, not going to make it easy for the 66 of Majeski, who moves across the front nose of the 91. And now Majeski will be on the outside with the 91 on the bottom. That was an aggressive move by Majeski, and he almost lost his third place position as a result. Gilliland quickly out to about 7/10 of a second lead over Tanner Gray and pulling away lap after lap. Couple laps complete out of the 15. Still no cautions through the heat races so far today. May go caution free through all 4 of them. Little bumper tag going into turns 3 and 4 between the 91 of Howard in 4th place and Tanner Gray and the 15 truck in 3rd. Gray did not budge and was able to hold on for the position again. And as the 91 keeps failing to pass the 15 truck, it's holding up a couple trucks behind them of Stuart Friesen and Kaz Gralla. Friesen, an experienced dirt racer, won the Eldora truck race in 2019. Friesen on the outside roars his way around the 91 of Howard and a crisscross now down to the bottom into turns 1 and 2 underneath the 15 of Gray. Majeski kind of stagnated between 8 to 9/10 of a second off the lead from Gilliland. He's not really closing, but he's not slipping further and further back. Friesen still cannot complete the pass on the 15 of Gray, who has quite a bit of damage on the left rear corner panel. I don't think that was contact from Friesen. I think it was contact from Howard in that battle for second a couple laps prior. Friesen right around the bottom lane. Did not get a great drive off of turn 4, and Greg clears by a couple car lengths on the outside. Now Friesen will jump to the outside lane, and Greg comes right back down to the bottom. Friesen struggling with the drive off again that time, and even the 91 of Howard starts to reel him back in slowly. Todd Gilliland, a rookie in the Cup Series, is the only Cup Series regular running in this race tonight. And he's trying to go on and win heat race number 4 to get himself a good starting position for the race later. Majeski now 1 second off the lead. Gilliland about a tenth of a second quicker than Ty Majeski that last lap. Cross flags now. 7 laps to go this time by. Friesen really struggling middle off again. Tried to run the outside. Had a decent run, at least initially on the 15 truck. But one slight bobble costs you so much momentum in dirt racing. And it could take another full lap or two to get that momentum back for Friesen to have another opportunity to get around Gray for third. Gilliland Majeski even the last 2 laps again. 6 to go now in heat race number 4 for Ty Gilliland. And actually that last lap he was about 0.2 of a second quicker than Majeski. I'm sure the visibility might affect the lap times even more, where the lead truck maybe can run quicker because they've been in the lead the entire time. The only pass for the lead we saw in the middle of a heat race that wasn't off the initial start was in heat race number 2 when Carson Hocevar had gotten around Chandler Smith with a handful of laps to go. But every other one, the winner had come from the front row. Off the initial start, getting the jump through 1 and 2 and holding on the rest of the way, if not pulling away to win. Four laps to go. Majeski's still digging right now. It was actually a tad bit quicker than Gilliland that last lap. Maybe a little too early for Gilliland to maybe let up now and not push too hard. And Majeski's just putting together some really solid laps and is maybe getting the hang of it with every lap of experience he gets today. Track conditions a lot slicker than what they were in practice because of the time of day in which this set of heat races are going on right now, and compared to when they were practicing last night under the lights. The practice conditions going to be very similar to what the race conditions will be later today, so a very unique set of circumstances going on for the heat races for today. Kind of similar to what Haley Deegan mentioned in her interview, that teams are probably going to be a little hesitant to make changes based off of what they're seeing on the track so far today, thinking that it will go back to pretty much about how it was in practice yesterday as far as handling goes. Into turns 3 and 4. And Todd Gilliland will be coming around this time to get the white flag. 1 lap to go in heat race number 4. Stuart Friesen still has not gotten around Tanner Gray, but he's got one more shot on the final lap to do so. Through turns 1 and 2, went to the bottom. Gray left a little bit of that lane open, but he still gets a little bit better drive off than the 52 truck underneath him. Big dive into turns 3 and 4 by Friesen. Again, one final time, a slide job move, goes up the track, uses up the 15, maybe a little bit of contact. Friesen's going to be clear. No crossover attempt was going to be made. He'll hang on for third. While at the front of the field, Todd Gilliland will win heat race number 4. Ty Majeski will end up second. Stuart Friesen third. Tanner Gray fourth. Colby Howard rounds out the top 5 in the 4th heat race. Kaz Gralla in 6th. Timmy Hill 7th. Blade Perkins 8th. And Lawless Allen rounded out the field in 9th place. That is pretty worthy to note, too, though, considering that this is the only Cup Series off weekend they're having all season, and Todd Gilliland, the only Cup regular, although rookie, still running every race in the Cup Series this season, is running on his one off weekend in this truck race at Knoxville. Trying to gain himself more dirt racing experience. 50 people watching. Like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. The heat races have just come to a conclusion tonight. We'll have a separate stream at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the main event. Waiting on the results of all the points tallying so that way we could set the starting lineup, and we'll go through that. Mention the drivers who have missed the main event today. Again, 38 entries, only 36 trucks can make the field, so 2 will go home early. When we come back from the break, I'm sure we will see that. I don't believe there is a last chance qualifying race tonight. And if there is, then stick around because there will be live commentary for that. Yeah, and happy Father's Day for any dads out there, at least for tomorrow. Not Father's Day yet, but it will be very soon. In a few hours, officially. Also be getting an interview or two from the winner of this heat race, Todd Gillen for sure, and then somebody else from this heat as well. And you guys will get to listen into that. Heat races were on Fox Sports 1. The main event again at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time later tonight. That will also be on Fox Sports 1, but the live race commentary will obviously be live when that hour comes about. I would prefer them if they had a last chance qualifier. Especially with the... See, that's the thing. I understand why they're doing the points because it's a random draw setting up the heat race starting lineup. But you hate to see somebody who started first lead every lap get punished for doing that. In a sense that they did all they could and they still might not have the number one starting spot, or at least the first amount or the most amount of points of any other driver in that heat. The only reason I'm alright with them doing it this way as far as points is because there's no actual qualifying to set the lineup. It was a random draw. Stuart Friese got the most points of any driver through heat race number 4. Gillen, who won the heat race, actually had the third most as Majeski was second. I believe Ben Rhodes got the most points tonight and will be starting from the pole. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong when we get the full starting lineup for later tonight, but here's Todd Gillen's interview following his heat race number 4 win.
We made the most of it there, and yeah, I'm just having so much fun working with Seth Smith, this whole 17 team at David Gilland Racing. It's kind of crazy. It's my first truck race with David or with my dad's team, so really cool. A heat race win is a good place to start, but we had it easy, and we started in the front row. So tonight it's going to be a long 150 laps, but I think overall we've made our truck a lot better since we got here, and like I said, it's all we can do. Hopefully we can make it a little bit better for the main event here coming up. But like I said, just having so much fun. Working with these guys is always a treat.
And DGR off to a good start with 2 heat race wins. Jamie?
And his dad, David Gilliland, he's got to be...
Oh, we were going to be getting another interview there. I would not doubt if we still will. Again, we'll stay live until we get the full lineup. Yeah, so it sounds like there's no last chance qualifier. Sorry I didn't look in depth to see if there was going to be one or not. Jamie Little's own words that they said that they were going to wrap things up when they got back. I think if they had more entries, they would do a last chance qualifier, but because only 2 go home, maybe that's why they're not. But at the same time, I mean, they still have the dual races at Daytona, even though 2 of them went home this year too. So that doesn't make any sense. For that to be the answer, at least. Yeah, no LCQ. Margin of victory, by the way, for Gillen in heat race number 4 was about 1 second even over Ty Majeski. Gillen led all 15 laps from the pole. And all the winners in all 4 heat races came from the front row except for heat race number 2. Carson Hocevar started in row 3. And the winners of each of the 4 heat races tonight, John Hunter Nemechek dominated and won heat race number 1. Carson Hocevar won heat race number 2, stealing it late from Chandler Smith. Haley Deegan started on the front row and won heat race number 3. And Todd Gilliland, your winner of the most recent 4th heat race just moments ago. Zach Schuchman, welcome to the stream. Billy Carjoy, welcome. They used to have the LCQs at Eldora. I can vividly remember Norm Benning beating and banging his way into the main event through the LCQ one year. I think that was the very first year they had the dirt race at Eldora, if I'm not mistaken. I just shouted you out, Billy. I tried to get to you guys as much as I can. We've had upwards of 50 people watching the stream so far tonight, so it gets a little harder the more people we get, but I do my best. I look at the chat as much as I can, but I also got to give you guys the commentary as the point of the stream. So I kind of have to look at the everything that's happening in front of my eyes. Still under commercial. And on their way back from commercial, we'll have the starting lineup for tonight's main event. Bronze Cookie, welcome to the stream. I'll get that thumbnail ready to go and the live stream ready to go for later tonight as soon as I can. But it will start at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time later today. Here's an interview with Ty Majeski following the commercial break.
It's such a different racetrack from yesterday. I'm definitely a newbie on the dirt, so just leaning on my guys and a lot of the employees at ThorSport to try and learn this stuff and learn how to find where the grip is. And overall, they gave me a really solid truck. I think that'll give us a solid starting spot for tonight's race. And hopefully we can just go to school in the first half and try and have a truck to race with there at the end. We have a really good Road Ranger Toyota Tundra TRD Pro, and hopefully we can keep it up front all night.
Not a dirt guy, but look pretty good out there, Jamie.
Metal Dojo 2017, welcome to the stream as well. I'd imagine they're going to show the starting lineup before they go off the air here. Another commercial break, never mind. I might be able to look it up on the website and save some time here. Thought they were going to round things out when they got back. Let's go truck race. How they pick stalls? The Q to 70, welcome to stream, by the way. There's no live pit stops tonight. No live pit stops on the dirt races in NASCAR. Actually, if you watch the Xfinity Series race at Portland a couple weeks ago, it'll be very similar to that, as well as the dirt Bristol races earlier this season. No live pit stops, so there's not really any pit stalls to be selected. That's practice. This was the last heat. Yeah, so. Still don't have the starting lineup on the website yet. So, guess we'll wait for them to come back from the commercial break again. Like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I keep mentioning that because we're coming back again later tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the main event, as well as the fact that we do this for NASCAR races pretty much every weekend, even the weekends I have been going to races in person in recent weeks. The Indy 500, I did the Truck Series commentary that night, the Xfinity commentary at Portland from my hotel outside of St. Louis when I went to Gateway for the Cup race. Cup Series action will return next week at Nashville, and so will the live commentary live streams for the Cup Series races. And next weekend at Nashville, the race will be on NBC. I believe the race starts at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a little bit later start time compared to usual on Sunday evenings, Sunday afternoons, on non-holiday weekends. We'll be back at it again next week, and should be a good one. Nashville was a fun race to watch last year. The next-gen cars on the intermediates have been really fun to watch this year. I think it's going to be a great show. Have the app that I have up. Yeah, this is on the website right now. Try refreshing it. They better give us a starting lineup before we go racing later tonight. Here it is. I'll give you guys the starting lineup. Obviously, I'll give it to you guys again a little bit later as well. Derek Kraus and Carson Hocevar are going to be on row number 1 with Kraus starting on the pole for tonight's race. Ben Rhodes and Stuart Friesen will be in row number 2. Buddy Kofoid and John Hunter Nemechek will be in row 3. Ty Majeski and Haley Deegan will be in row 4. Ty Gill and Chandler Smith in row number 5. Grant Enfinger, Matt DiBenedetto in row 6. Row 7, Tyler Ankrum and Tyler Carpenter. Zane Smith and Tanner Gray in row 8. Kaz Gralla, Dean Thompson, row 9. Jessica Friesen, Christian Eckes in row number 10. Waiting on the rest of the field here for a second. Matt Kraft and Colby Howard will be in row 11. Brett Moffitt, Joey Gase, row 12. Row 13 will be Chris Wright and Bryson Mitchell. Chase Purdy and Timmy Hill in row 14. I just missed row 15. Row 16 is Brayton Laster, Blaine Perkins, Devin Rose, Lawless Allen, row 17. I missed row 18. It was clicking by too quickly. I was trying to pause it. I couldn't. We'll obviously go through tonight's starting lineup again a little bit later. I'm not sure who the 2 trucks are that missed. They didn't actually specify the 2 drivers that missed the show. I'm surprised they didn't give them more light. I have this. Okay, never mind. I have the starting lineup right here. It is up. Oh, no, this is practice. My bad. I didn't see Norm Benning on there, so I'm assuming he was one of the drivers that missed. I'm not sure who the other driver was that missed. Saw Brayton Laster, Bryson Mitchell. I'm not noticing anybody that missed it. I guess we'll just have to tune back in a little bit later to find out. David States, welcome to the stream. A lot of love from local man Tyler Carpenter. From West Virginia, alright. Parkersburg, we love you. Definitely a couple dirt ringers in the field today with good starting spots. Buddy Kofoid looked pretty quick in his heat race as well. Finishing second, past a lot of trucks. He'll be starting towards the front of the field. Also, he is in Kyle Busch Motorsports equipment. He'll be driving the 51 truck later tonight. Another one of those oddballs because they're not Truck Series regulars, but dirt regulars potentially to go on and have a good night tonight. Maybe even compete for the win. I will see you guys later on tonight. This is where our break is going to come in. We'll have another live stream at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A little bit later, about an hour away from now, and the main event will kick underway. Again, you guys will get to hear any driver interviews throughout the course of the race later on tonight, as well as, of course, my live commentary for it, like you just saw through the heat races moments ago. Thank you, everybody, for your appreciation and support. As always, road to 3,000 subs. Most importantly, road to becoming a NASCAR commentator for real races down the road. Appreciate your support. I will see you guys in about another hour. And we'll get ready to go racing once again.